Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Colonel Promotable Antoinette R. Gant, Commander of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, South Pacific Division, and the presiding officer for today's event, welcome to the 33rd Change of Command Ceremony for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Sacramento District. We are honored by your presence. This morning, we bid farewell to Colonel James J. Hondura and welcome Colonel Chad W. Caldwell. Our special guests attending today's ceremony include members of the Hondura and Caldwell families and our valued partners and stakeholders. Thank you all for joining us today. Throughout history, armies around the world have conducted ceremonies to commemorate victories over an enemy, to honor their heroes, to celebrate special occasions, or to pay homage to their fallen comrades. These ceremonies add color and pageantry to military life. In the United States, the foundation of our present ceremonies was laid by the Continental Army. Today's ceremony is a reflection of procedures practiced since the dawn of our nation. The ceremony that you're about to see includes the arrival of the official party, honors to the nation, change of command, remarks, and the conclusion. We hope you all enjoy this historic event. Please rise for the entrance of the official party and remain standing for the invocation given by Chaplain Jason Benzie and the national anthem performed by the Sacramento District's own Choraleers.
Let us pray. Almighty God, we give thanks for this day. Thank you for the opportunities that lie before us now, as well as the challenges of the past that make us who we are today. Thank you for this change of seasons. Summer has arrived as spring's departed. So too in this ceremony, a new commander arrives and another departs. It is for these two, their families, and this unit, may their strength and leadership be celebrated. May they always be able to look back on their days with pride. Tomorrow's challenges will shape us all. Lord, may we be better because of them. May our successes be attributed to you who gives us our mind, our ability, and the opportunities to do great things. These things we pray in your holy name. Amen.
You see by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hail, and the twilight's just gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing as that star-spangled banner yet wave, for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. On behalf of the soldiers, civilians, and families of the Sacramento District, a bouquet of red roses are now being presented to Ms. Julie Hondura. Red is the color of the heart and reflects the loving concern and support that Julie has shown during Colonel Hondura's time in Sacramento. The Hondura family has sacrificed much in the past 3 years, and we thank their daughters, Rachel and Ani, for being part of the Sacramento District family. Yellow rosebuds are being presented to Miss Heather Caldwell to welcome her to the Sacramento District. Yellow is the color of new beginnings, symbolizing the arrival of the entire Caldwell family, including Miss Heather Caldwell and sons Connor and Wyatt. His father, John Caldwell, mother, Linda Caldwell, and his sisters, Ashley Caldwell and Commander Jessica Caldwell. The change of command is a simple tradition that is rich with symbolism and heritage. Key to the ceremony is the passing of the unit's colors. Those colors represent not only the lineage and honors of the unit, but also the loyalty and unity of the soldiers and civilians. The colors are the commander's symbol of authority, representing his responsibilities to the organization. Wherever the commander goes, so do the colors. Throughout history, commanders ensured their unit flags were carried by one of their most trusted officers. This practice was used in the United States until 1813, when the regulations were changed and the flag was entrusted to color sergeants or sergeants major. Division commanders select one of their most trusted civilian advisors to perform the honors, and today, Ms. Tamber Eller will have this honored role. The passing of the colors symbolizes the transfer of authority from the outgoing commander to the incoming commander. It demonstrates to the soldiers and civilians of the organization that the old commander has passed the mantle of leadership to the new commander, and with this, also passes the loyalty of the workforce to the new commander. It's significant that a member of the civilian workforce will pass the colors to the outgoing commander and receive them from the new commander. A Corps of Engineers district is a unique military organization in that almost everything accomplished is a result of the civilian workforce's efforts. Thus, Ms. Eller symbolizes the role of the district civilian workforce in supporting the goals of the commander and in executing the missions of the organization. Everyone please stand. Attention to orders. By authority of Army Regulation 600-20, paragraph 2-5, the undersigned assumes command of the Sacramento District, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, effective 23 June 2022. Signed, Chad W. Caldwell, Colonel, Corps of Engineers, commanding. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Promotable Antoinette R. Gant, Commander of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, South Pacific Division.
All right, good morning. Wait a minute. We were supposed to be inside, but we're outside. And so I know you guys go to the Sacramento Kings game. They haven't done very well, but you still got to cheer for them, right? So I'm sure you've been even louder than that. Good morning. Good morning. Absolutely. It is truly an honor and privilege for me to be here today as we bid farewell to Colonel Jim Hondur and his family and welcome Colonel Chad Caldwell and his family to the Sacramento District. Now, I know we are streaming live, which is a great thing, and we have some of our guests that could not be here today, but the wonderful thing about, if there is something good about COVID, it has taught us that we can do things in multiple ways, and being able to actually have family and friends to pipe in is great. And for those that are here today, I just want to thank all of you, our distinguished guests and partners, Corps teammates, friends, and family for being here. I also want to give a special welcome to my predecessor who's here, the former South Pacific Division Commander, Brigadier General retired Paul Owen. Sir, thank you very much for being here today. So the title of commander and the authority that goes with it is the single greatest honor and leadership responsibility that can be bestowed upon a military officer. Command at the colonel level is career-defining achievement entrusted to only a selected few. District command is a job of immense personal satisfaction derived from leading a team of talented, dedicated professionals as they conduct critical work that strengthens the security, economy, disaster preparedness of our nation. Command is also a job of unrelenting pressure. Our Army's successes and failures ultimately rest upon the decisions and actions or inactions of our commanders. And so today we are here to pass the responsibility of command for the Sacramento district from one talented and selfless officer to another. The Sacramento district is an extremely extraordinary organization. And here's a few highlights that I want you to know. I know some of you have your programs in front of you, but for those that are online that don't have a program. So Sacramento district is the second largest district geographically in the United States, serving 8 Western states, 11 million citizens with 90 federal recognized tribes in their area of responsibility and 45 congressional members. The Sacramento team includes more than 1,100 employees working at their district office, which is just around the corner here, as well as over in 70 field and project offices. In 2019, Sacramento district celebrated their 90th anniversary. This district was originally formed to improve flood control and navigation on the Sacramento and San Joaquin valleys. Just a few weeks after the district was officially established came the stock market crash in 1929, resulting in the Great Depression. And FDR's New Deal brought many significant civil works projects to the district, and World War II saw the workforce grow from 600 to over 2,000 to focus on military support and construction. Today, this district is responsible for operations and maintenance of 18 dams, reservoirs, and reservoir channels, and over 1,600 miles of federal and non-federal levees, with 145 systems dispersed between the Great Central Valley in California, the Great Basin of Nevada, Utah, and the Upper Colorado River Basin. That's a lot. They also provide support to 32 Army and Air Force installations with major military construction, design, and real estate services in support of our national defense. We have always relied upon dynamic, high-speed Army engineers to lead districts. Former district commanders here include Colonel Arthur Williams, who went on to serve as the 48th Chief of Engineers. So that might be in the history, or might be in the making for one of these two gentlemen here. Colonel Mike Walsh, who also later served as the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Deputy Commanding General for Civil Works and Emergency Operations. I also want to acknowledge a former district commander that's here with us, retired Colonel David Ray. Thank you for being here as well. Each of these leaders left an impeccable mark on Sacramento District, and Colonel Jim Honduras has done the same. He has been the right leader for the right time during some of the most challenging times that we have. So Jim's parents live in Florida, and they couldn't be with us today, but we are thinking that they are online. His father, George, served in the Navy and then was a firefighter for the city of Clearwater for over 28 years. His mother, Janice, was focused on the crew at home, Jim and his 2 sisters. And from what I understand, his 2 sisters really gave him a run for his money. She also worked as a special education teacher's aide. Jim and his wife, Julie, grew up 5 miles from each other in Florida, but didn't meet until he returned to the area and was working at MacDill Air Force Base for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Mobile District. Lucky for Jim. In an award ceremony that we had earlier this morning, I presented Julie, his wife, with a Public Service Commendation Medal for her contributions to the Sacramento District as an Army spouse. Army spouses are truly, truly important to what we do. And we as commanders could not do our job if we did not have an excellent support system. Julie also is an active Red Cross volunteer. So Julie, I just want to publicly say thank you for all you've done to support Jim, the Sacramento District, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, and our Army. We truly, truly are a better individual and a better organization because of the things that you have done. So thank you. Let's give her a round of applause. So Julie's mom lives in Florida. Her name is Patricia. And she also had 5 sisters and 1 brother. And Julie, I forgot where you actually fall in that. You're number 2. So you probably had practiced giving Jim a run for his money with your brother. Yeah. They have 2 daughters, Rachel, who's 27, and Ani, who's 20. And they can't wait for them to get back to the West Coast. They've already made plans and trips to figure out how they're going to hang out with mom and dad. And what Jim said he's enjoyed about leading the Sacramento District is working with an amazing, diverse, motivated, talented team of SPK professionals with a bias for action, focus on taking care of their teammates and delivering the program. Working with a diverse group of non-federal sponsors at the local and state level, working with our federal partners, and living in Northern California. It has definitely not been all play and no work. So Jim, you have done a phenomenal job. And since assuming command in 2019, here's just a few of the accomplishments. $15 billion worth of work for the ground-based strategic deterrent campus at Hill Air Force Base in Utah, where we enable our Air Force partners to replace aging intercontinental ballistic missiles. Delivery of Wharf 2 repair and modernization project and their infrastructure at the Marine Ocean Terminal Concord in support of the Army's Surface Deployment and Distribution Command. This important facility helps ensure the shipment of ammunition of U.S. forces and units located in Indo-PACOM. Support to our partners and the Department of Veteran Affairs. Sacramento is delivering more than $6 million of construction and design services. Last week, we had the privilege of hosting our Chief of Engineers, Lieutenant General Spellman, where he was able to see the construction of the community-based outpatient clinic in Stockton, California. And this facility is going to allow veterans in the Central Valley access to important medical care without having to travel hours to the Bay Area. What truly an accomplishment. Executing 3 major projects, the Isabella Dam, Folsom Dam raise, and the American Rivers Common Features. These massive high visibility projects will help reduce risk for the Sacramento region and the Central Valley, and has been huge undertakings that require profound leadership focus, working with both governors, senators, congressional representatives, state, federal, non-federal partners, and utility agencies. Jim has ensured that the Corps can maintain public trust and deliver these projects safely. And the Sacramento District kept all of these projects and a vital workforce going for 2+ years during a COVID pandemic. Jim worked with his team to develop and conduct virtual awards ceremonies, town halls, meetings, communicated across all platforms to ensure that the employees and leaders had the latest information and continued mission execution. Jim will now be headed to the Corps of Engineers headquarters, where he will assume the role of the Chief of Staff. Jim, your selfless service, your dedication, your responsiveness, your clear communication, and the follow-through on commitment are models for other leaders to emulate. Your passion and energy has inspired the team of the Sacramento District to do great things, and you have forged even deeper relationships with our partners and our stakeholders in the region. I want to thank you for all that you have contributed and will continue to contribute for the legacy of the Sacramento District, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, and truly for our Army and our nation. Now, as one great thing about the Corps of Engineers, we are thriving with talent. And as one talented leader leaves, yet another one actually comes behind. And so today we welcome our Army engineer to lead the Sacramento district, Colonel Chad Caldwell. Chad and his wife, Heather, first met when attending West Point. And here's another story where they didn't connect. It wasn't until they actually both served in the Pentagon in 2014 that she decided, okay, I'll give this guy a try. Heather is a retired, just 3 years out as a lieutenant colonel and doing 2 battalion commands of Chad, served as the FRG advisor for doing his battalion command. And she also did this while still serving on active duty. I mean, you are my hero. They have 2 sons, Connor, who's 17 and entering his senior year at Middletown High School in Rhode Island. And he is on the varsity basketball team and baseball team. Connor's got his Atlanta Braves hat with him today, and his granddad is already giving him a hard time to say that the Texas Rangers are really where it is. Wyatt, who is 6, is going to be entering 1st grade, and they both will just finish school just a week ago. On the West Coast, on the East Coast, you guys know they usually go a little bit longer than we do here. The family will be staying in Rhode Island for another year so we can make sure that Connor finishes his high school year and is thriving and ready to start his new adventure. And I want to say thank you to the Caldwell family for the sacrifices that you are making with your family to ensure that Chad can continue to serve and he can command, but also making sure that your kids are able to actually thrive and do the best that they can do. Truly, truly, that's an honor to be had. We also have with us Chad's parents, John and Linda, and they come from Trophy Club, Texas, which is right outside of Fort Worth. He also has his sisters with him, Ashlyn Caldwell, who's in LA, and Commander Jessica Caldwell, a naval aviator and current skipper of the VRC-30 at the Naval Air Station, North Island in San Diego, California. So I was talking to John and Linda earlier, and I told them, you guys are going to have lots of trips to California. Chad is a recent graduate of the Naval War College in Newport, Rhode Island, where he earned a master's degree in national security and strategic studies. And I understand this is his 3rd master's degree. He holds a master's degree in engineer management from Missouri University, Science and Technology, and a structural engineer degree from Stanford University. Some of his most recent assignments have included the commander of the 5th Battalion of the 4th Security Forces Assistant Brigade in Fort Carson, the commander of the 62nd Engineer Battalion at Fort Hood, strategic planner to the chief of engineers at the United States Corps of Engineer headquarters in DC, and then a planner and outreach officer to the vice chief of staff of the Army. He's also served and deployed to Bosnia, Iraq, and Afghanistan, and also served as an assistant professor in the civil and mechanical engineer department at West Point, where he actually graduated. We couldn't ask for a better person to be coming behind Jim. And when I asked Chad, what are you most looking forward to? He says the opportunity to serve with a diverse and talented team who works to overcome challenges as one of the largest districts in the Corps of Engineers, and not having to sleep in dirt unless it's a choice in the Sierra Nevadas. I get it. Change of command ceremonies are not just about the incoming and outgoing commanders. And a few minutes ago, we saw Ms. Tambra Eller participate in the passing of the colors. Representing the continuity of our civilian workforce provides when commanders change out. It's the greatest asset that we could ever have. And before I say thank you to Tambra for what she's actually doing, I also want to say thank you to all the folks who had something to do with this ceremony today. You know, originally this was scheduled to be inside at the Masonic Lodge, but due to the fact that we wanted to make sure that we stayed COVID compliant, at the last minute, we had to change the venue. And it was because of the work of the Sacramento team, all those behind the scene, that made sure that this could still be an eloquent event that could represent and establish memories for both the incoming and outgoing commander. So let's give them a round of applause for a job well done. I truly want to thank the members of the Sacramento District for your dedication and service to the nation. You are the heart of what we do and are truly what makes Sacramento District so special. You may not know this, but General Douglas MacArthur was once stationed with the Corps of Engineers in San Francisco in 1904. He served on the California Debris Commission and was the acting chief of engineer of what was known at that time as the Pacific Division. MacArthur once said, "A true leader has the confidence to stand alone, the courage to take decisions, and the compassion to listen to the needs of others. He does not set out to be a leader, but becomes one by the equality of his actions and the integrity of his intent." Both Colonel Jim Honduras and Colonel Chad Caldwell truly exemplify what true leaders are all about. Jim and Julie, I just want to thank you again for your outstanding support and dedication to the Sacramento District. We wish you well on your next assignment in DC. I'm glad to have a mole up at the headquarters. It's always good to have connections, right? It's phone a friend time. And Chad and Heather, I just want to say welcome to the South Pacific Division. We are truly, truly glad to have you here and at the helm of the Sacramento District. And to everyone, SAONs, we are Army strong and we are building strong in the American West. Thank you all for being here today.
Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel James J. Honduras, outgoing commander of the Sacramento District.
Colonel Pomona Gant and Mr. Gant, distinguished guests, members of the Sacramento family, the SPD family, the Corps family, and friends, thank you for attending today's ceremony. Hey, once again, I want to recognize all the hard work behind the scenes that put this ceremony together. So we've got our executive office team, our public affairs team, our Bright Yard team, and our safety team. Please join me in another round of applause, really, for a phenomenal job. To our SPK Park Rangers, the chaplain, and the Corps Cavaliers, once again, thank you for your presence and your first-class support today. You've made this ceremony truly special. Once again, please, another round of applause. So 3 years has gone by fast, but I can tell you it's a small glimmer in geologic time, all right? Just think about that. Ponder that. Okay, so that was the short thank you list. So that's a warm-up, an appetizer for the longer one, all right? And as they say, but wait, there's more. Or as Paul Harvey used to say, here's the rest of the story. So first and foremost, I'm going to thank my family for their love and support. I want to thank Julie, my wife, my beautiful and talented wife. She is my rock. I love you, babe, and I thank you for all your support over the last 3 years. You're instrumental in my ability to command. She wears many hats, you heard earlier. She's a volunteer, a full-time mom, and household six, right? And she's also an active member of supporting the Sacramento District with tasty desserts during the end-of-year execution meals, right? So I want to thank our two amazing daughters, Rachel and Ani, for all they do. We're proud of you. We love you. Hopefully you're getting a chance to log in today. I also want to thank our four-legged daughter, Amelia, who's at the house right now, waiting for somebody to probably give her some treats. But she's looking forward to that long car ride. So awesome job, Amelia. So my parents, Jen and George, thank you for your support. Patricia, my mother-in-law, my sister Carrie and her sons, Jake and Ethan. Also, last but not least, my 5 sisters-in-law to keep me straight, right? To keep me straight on my toes, and that's good. My brother-in-law, so I can commiserate with him, right? Jerry, my brother-in-law. And for your support, love and support. And I want to thank all those mentors out there, those folks I've served with over the many years that have helped to guide me and will continue to guide me. I want to thank General Spellman for his leadership, trust, and confidence in my ability to command. I want to thank Major General Colleton, Brigadier General Retired Owen, and Colonel Promotable Gant for your trust and confidence and your support in me in this position. I want to thank our South Pacific Division Senior Executive Service folks, Ms. Peterson and Mr. Marino couldn't be here today, but just thank you for all your hard work and your leadership. And I also want to thank the South Pacific Division staff for your phenomenal support over the years. Also, thank you to my fellow or the SPD deputy district commanders, both past and present, and my fellow district commanders. Kevin Arnett's here today from San Francisco. So thanks for coming, as well as my other district commanders, both past and present, and within the enterprise, the bigger enterprise. We already mentioned earlier, Colonel David Ray, one of the Sacramento graybeards, right? The old graybeard commanders, a lot of knowledge, right? The sage knowledge. So it's been a great opportunity today to be able to talk to you. Tom Chapman's here also, as well as Mike Conrad and the rest of the team. So thank you for all your support. I also want to thank our many congressional representatives from both California, Arizona, Nevada, Utah, Colorado for your support, both the primary, the principals, as well as your staff for your support. I want to thank the many tribal partners Colonel Gant mentioned earlier that we've worked with over the years. I also want to thank our civilian aides to the Secretary of the Army, those in Northern California particularly, Mr. Lance Azumi and Mr. Chuck Padilla. I also want to thank our many federal partners. Now, I was going to list all these, but I'll forget somebody. So I'm just going to say, hey, thanks to all our federal partners for what you do every day, to include our installation partners. Many thanks to our numerous, once again, I don't want to get in trouble here, and I know we got some here, our many local and state partners, right? And so I just want to say thanks for all your help, your support, and your partnership, both here in California as well as throughout our area of operations. Special thanks to our many academic institutions we work with, our colleges and universities. I also would just want to take a minute to recognize a couple employees that passed away during my watch here, and that was Mr. Bob Garcia from our small business office and Miss Joyce Sharbut from our construction office out in Utah. Both dedicated employees, and they will be with us in spirit. Just want to recognize them. And now for the SPK team, I got to start out with the DPM, right? The DPM, Miss Tamber Eller. I couldn't have asked for a better battle buddy. As a Sacramento District senior civilian, you brought the right leadership skills, care for subordinates, program and policy experience, critical thinking skills, and high energy 99.99% of the time. Needed to ensure that the district was able to deliver that program, which the workload has tripled since we came on board here. I came on board. To my deputy commanders, past and present, Colonel Shiplett and Colonel Lively, thank you for what you do to keep the trains running on time, to keep the lights on, to keep us safe, right? All the many things you do behind the scenes, just thank you for that. Thank you to the corporate board. We've got some of our members here today. Thank you for your support, your leadership, your collegial nature, working together as a team, and balancing taking care of employees with delivering the mission. I want to thank our project delivery team members, our construction division, our regulators, and our operations staff. They are the district's maneuver element, right? They are out there every day on the front lines representing the Corps of Engineers day in and day out, pandemic or no pandemic. And so I just want to say thank you for what you do every day out there, your professionalism in helping deliver the program and keeping our recreating public safe. Thank you to our engineering division. We're about 350 strong, give or take right now. And so not only do they support Sacramento District, but they support the region, and they help us. The key thing here is they help us get the engineering right. So Rick Poppelman and your team, appreciate all your hard work, but helping us get the engineering right. Thank you to our other technical staff members. They include Office of Counsel, Planning, Real Estate, Contracting, Dam Safety Production Center. It really takes a team to deliver quality projects on time, on budget, safely. Thank you to our G&A staff, Resource Management, Safety, G6, Internal Review, CPAC, Small Business, Public Affairs, and our logistics folks. I want to thank our executive office team once again, led by our awesome Chief of Staff, Ms. Crystal Bell, who's been one of the heavy lifters today, as is Jen Payne and Nicole Castle, for keeping us straight. I want to thank our emergency management team. You've been through many events throughout my 3 years. I'm not going to list those events because I don't want to jinx Colonel Caldwell. We want to go a little easy on him, but I'm not going to list these things. But hey, you've done well. You've prepared for other events, not to be named, and you've done so masterfully, professionally, in what General Retired Gary Luck likes to say, with more doa and less hua. So thank you for that. Thank you for our industry partners. Those are some here today, our contractor partners, because we can't deliver the program without you. And I just ask you, keep bidding on those contracts, right? Because we have no shortage of work over the next 3+ years. So we can't do it without you. Please keep working with us. If I have forgotten somebody, I apologize. That's an oversight on my part, and it in no way lessens your importance of what you've done here to help this team be successful. It's truly been an honor and a privilege to serve alongside y'all this past 3 years. What a truly an amazing, talented team of professionals focused on solving the region and the nation's toughest challenges. You have done this with skill and have worked through many challenges along the way. I know it's not been easy. It's been a strain on everybody, but you've persevered, Just in my 3 years tenure, you've accomplished many things. Just a small snapshot. Multiple flood risk projects in the Sacramento area. You've advanced Isabella Dam project. You've done work at Folsom Dam to get a successful change control board. You've done work advancing the Alameda DVA campus, the Stockton DVA campus, and you've done work, all the work that Colonel Gant talked about and more out of Military Ocean Terminal Concord, as well as Hill Air Force Base and other installations throughout California and within our AOR. And I also want to say once again, thank you. We were able to celebrate the 90th birthday, and the district will continue to write the next chapter in the district's history. So that's awesome. Teddy Roosevelt once spoke of the man in the arena. And well, I would tell you, the man in the arena today, it really fits this district well. You are the men and the women in the arena doing your best every day. The only thing I won't miss about being here at the district is the district parking garage, okay? And here's why, all right? I park on the 7th floor of that thing, right? And I don't know what it is. It's a phenomenon, right? But it seems like going up in the morning is quick, but when it comes time to leave the office, it seems like extra floors get added in as you try to get out of there. I don't know if it's a building trying to keep you in there. And it's like NASCAR, right? You got to do like a series of left turns and a series of right turns. But anyways, I don't know what it is. Now, hopefully, Chad, you won't have that thing, but I don't know what there's a phenomenon out there. There's a switch and they add extra floors as you're coming down. It takes longer. Hey, change is constant and change is good. I will sleep good at tonight, especially tonight, knowing that you are in extremely capable hands with Colonel Caldwell, a seasoned leader who brings a fresh perspective and will help guide you as you continue the journey and write the next chapter in this district's history. Thank you. It's been a true honor and a privilege to serve alongside this team, the highlight of my career. And Julie and I wish you and your folks, your family, good health. God bless as you continue to solve the region and the nation's toughest challenges. Army strong, building strong. S.A. Ons, 33rd District Commander and District Engineer signing off.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 34th Commander of the Sacramento District, Colonel Chad W. Caldwell.
Hey, thank you. I've actually already asked about the parking on the 7th floor and was told that's where the commander parks, and so that's where I'm parking. But I feel you a week and a half in, Jim. All right, good morning. What a wonderful day to be out here on the Capitol ground here in the Golden State. You know, I grew up in Texas, and if it's forecasted to be 100 degrees in Texas, we wouldn't be standing out here at 10:30 in the morning having a ceremony. But 100 degrees is 100 degrees no matter what state you're in, so I'll keep this short. We'll move this along. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my family. So to Heather, Connor, and Wyatt, I'm so glad that y'all could make the trip out from the East Coast to be here with us today. As Colonel Gant already told you, Heather and the boys are going to stay in Rhode Island for the next year so that Connor can finish his senior year of high school in what is now his 7th school in his Army brat career, right? Because it is a career for them, just like it is for us. So I'm so glad that y'all could make it. It's just one more of the sacrifices that military families make all over the world every day. And it does not fall short on me that that's something that we just have to do. And it's as tough on you, if not more than it is on me. To my parents, mom and dad, thanks for making the trip out. Hey, 3/4 of your kids now live in California. So my father is a big fan of Texas and likes to stick around Texas, but you might have to make the trip out here a little more often. To Ash and Jess, I think this is the first time that we've been in the same state as residents since 1995, which was the year I graduated from high school. Not to either date myself or make any of you feel old, whichever way you take that is kind of on you. But I hope that we can actually take advantage of our relative proximity. I say relative because California is a long state and they're both in Southern California, and I'm now a NorCal resident myself. So I do hope that we can get together more over the next couple of years. To all of our local, state, and federal industry partners that are here in attendance and those online, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to be here today. You are all a critical component, as Jim has said, in the Sacramento District team, and I look forward to working with you and continuing to deliver our program over the next few years. Colonel Promotable Gant and Leonard, it was very nice getting to know you all a little bit more on a personal level last night. And we really do appreciate, Heather and I do, your warm welcome into the SPD family. And it really is a family. We can already feel it. just in our short time here. Ma'am, to you and to General Spellman, thank you for this awesome opportunity to lead this great district. It does not fall short on me what a responsibility is and what an honor. And I really do appreciate your trust and confidence so far in my ability to command. Jim and Julie, thank you for a great transition. It was a little short. Heather and the boys just flew in 2 days ago, but we did get together last night. And Julie, we really do appreciate all the knowledge that you've already imparted on Heather, and she knows you're only a phone call away if we need anything. And we also have Leonard's support as we need it. And Jim, thanks for a great fast and furious 7 days. I don't think you could ever learn it all in 700 days, but I appreciate what you did in the transition, and to the entire headquarters team for helping bring me in on the right foot. And I really do look forward to serving with you, and to you too. Best of luck in DC. It's a great assignment. I spent 1 year at the headquarters. It's a very different ball game, as I'm realizing already. But we're going to have a lot of moles up in the headquarters soon, and some SPK allies. So I appreciate that and look forward to working with you in the future. It's already been said twice, but I'd be remiss if I didn't say it again and recognize the great support group that put this ceremony on for us. So from the executive office, the PAO staff, the operations, the Rangers. There's also a couple by name that I'd like to call out. So from the executive office, Ms. Jennifer Payne, Nicole Castle, and Damon McKenzie for leading the way, IPRs, and wrangling the cats, as I've heard a couple times stated in the last week or so. So thank you. Rick Brown and your PAO team doing a great job broadcasting us all around the world and supporting us here on the Capitol's grounds. Jamie McBride from PPMD, thank you for your dedicated support and taking time away from your day and your time to help us plan and prepare. Please join me in giving a round of applause to all of them. And I fell short on one name. No Army ceremony would be complete without a good non-commissioned officer behind the scenes, pulling the strings and teaching Tambra how to do about faces and some drill and ceremony over on the side. But Master Sergeant Wasaki, thank you for helping out and pulling the team through this. I see him back there way in the back. All right, finally, to the nearly 1,200 employees of the Sacramento District supporting our nation's call to service in 8 states, it is an honor of my life to be joining your team. I am in awe of your dedication to the district, Corps, and Army, and the massive program you continue to deliver at the highest standards. Heather, the boys, and I could not have asked for a better assignment, and we look forward to getting to know you all better in the coming days and months. Thank you. Army strong, building strong, Essayons.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the benediction and the singing of the Engineer and Army song. The words are located on the back cover of your program.
Thanks be to Almighty God this day. We give thanks for the opportunities of this day and those that lie before us, the challenges of the past. And we give thanks for the leadership and service of Colonel Hondura. We give thanks for his dedication, compassion, his leadership. Bless Almighty God, the Sacramento District. Bless Colonel Hondura as he carries on in service. Equip him with strength, courage, integrity. And may your spirit guide all of us to lead discernment of talents and gifts in others. Fill us with a spirit of wisdom to lead with integrity, energy, justice, and honor. As the challenges that come before us will shape us, may Almighty God make us better because of them, and may our successes be attributed to the one who gives us our mind, our ability, and our opportunities to do great things. Amen.
Please sing the engineer song along with us. We have lyrics in the back of the program for you.
In the castle on my collar, I've done my training for the team. You can call me a soldier, the warrior spirit has been my dream. Essay on, brother pass it on. We serve America and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Essay on, essay on. March along, sing a song with the army of the free. Count the brave, count the true, who have fought to victory. We're the army of proud of our name. We're the army of proudly proclaim. First to fight for the light and to fill the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along. Then it's high, high, hey, the army's on its way. Count off the cannons on its strong. For wherever we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along.
Please remain standing for the departure of the official party. On behalf of Colonel Gant and the Sacramento District, we wish to thank you for your attendance at today's change of command ceremony. There'll be a receiving line to the left of the stage so you can say your goodbyes to Colonel Hondura and his family. Colonel Caldwell and his family invite you to join them at a reception to the right of the stage. Thank you for joining us on this historic occasion. Essay on, building strong, Army strong.
Thank you.